Howdy y'all. So, for my final fall time video, I want to take y'all to one of my favorite fall activities. So in today's video, we're going to go by the Chandler farm and we're going to drop in on my friend Dirk Chandler. Now Dirk Chandler has had a long and very interesting life working with steam engines ever since he was a teenager. And it just so happens that over the course of his interesting and long life, he has acquired several unique pieces of steam equipment and railroad adjacent equipment. And we're going to go take a look at all that today because twice a year, Mr. Chandler sets up all of his steam-powered equipment and antique machinery on his property and fires it all up for his friends to come over and enjoy. So let's enjoy Fall Steam Day at Chandler Farms. Alright, so first things first, we've got to check out the standard gauge railroad that he has encircling his house. Yes, you heard all of that correctly. This man has acquired a 10-ton Plymouth diesel locomotive, and he's home-built a little open-air gondola car and a bobber caboose for it to pull. And this little 10-ton Plymouth and its accompanying consist make trips around the farm continuously during the Steam Day events and other events that he hosts on the property, and occasionally I even get to help out as a brakeman. This little locomotive was built by the Plymouth Locomotive Company out of Plymouth, Ohio, and was used by the United States Army, just shunting cars around in some Army train yard somewhere, until it finally came to live at the farm. And it's kind of become one of the most popular attractions at the farm during Dirk's steam-up events. Now, of course, there's a lot of unique features that have been added to the locomotive to make it, more fun. But one of the things that is really popular, especially when the train is running, is to ride in the caboose. Now Dirk has gone and built this little bobber caboose, and he has tricked it out with all of the accoutrements that a full-size standard gauge caboose would need. Everything from the brakeman seats up in the cupola to the conductor's desks. It's even got a pot-bellied stove all the way in the back. And of course it's complete with lanterns and a radio system. Now when the full-size train is not running, this is where it lives, inside of Dirk's steam-powered machine shop. Inside this building, he has a complete steam-powered machine shop using a boiler that came out of an old Coca-Cola bottling plant in Chattanooga, if I'm not mistaken. And he's even got the steam engine that used to power the old Coke plant holding up his mailbox. So, yeah, the man has clearly accomplished, winning at being a steam enthusiast. I didn't know that you could win at being a steam enthusiast, but this man certainly has. And the entire machine shop is steam powered. There is no smoke and mirrors to making that thing work. Sitting in the back corner of the machine shop is this model of Little River Railroad number 110. Little River Railroad 110 holds the title of being the smallest standard gauge Pacific class steam locomotive ever built. And this model was completely scratch built just using pieces of scrap and recycled material that was just laying around. Now, over by the steam shop is a G-gauge garden railroad. Every time I go to Dirk's house, I look around to see what all he's added. And then last year I showed up and he was like, oh, hey, I added a third railroad to the property. And he added a G-gauge garden railroad over in his side garden. And honestly, I have to admit, I am an absolute sucker for these little G-gauge electric trains. They're just so cute, and you just can't help but smile whenever you see one of these things go. Well, now it's time for lunch, and then after lunch you've got to get dessert. And you may be wondering, where's dessert? Dessert is over here being made by another steam engine. Dirk has acquired this old Peerless stationary steam engine that he uses to make homemade ice cream. It uses a drive belt that's attached to the little ice cream machine, and he makes steam-powered homemade ice cream in there. And I don't know, just something about a nice cup of ice cream that was made by an old steam engine just hits different. You know what I mean? So, of course, me being me, I had to give me the peach flavor because I love anything that's peaches. Another fun feature of these little events that he has is occasionally people who have interesting treasures of their own, they'll bring them and put them on display. Like these group of young men from Oak Ridge, they have purchased and are in the process of restoring an old railroad high rail truck. You know, this is something that's part of preservation that you don't really get to see. You know, everybody wants to preserve the old pump cars, or, you know, old steam-powered equipment, but you don't see too many people putting in all that love and care into an old high rail. And so these guys went out and they restored this high rail truck, or in the process of restoring it, and they were so proud of their progress that they decided to demonstrate how a vintage high rail would activate on the grade, and they posed for pictures for everybody, and it was just a lot of fun. Then on the other side of the property was something that I in particular was very interested in going to take a look at. Dirk has taken this old L&N bay window caboose and he has converted it into a tiny house. Now, for those of y'all who don't know, I am obsessed with tiny houses. I've always wanted to own a tiny house ever since I was a teenager, and there was an old caboose for sale in my hometown that unfortunately I couldn't scrape up enough pennies to buy. But looking around at how Dirk has done the interior of this old school caboose, I absolutely love it. He's done a lot of hard work being able to keep the historical integrity of the car intact while also converting it into a livable space. It's got a full-size bed, 2 twin beds, a small little kitchenette, a full bathroom over on the other end of the car that we'll go take a look at later. But yeah, it's just been very well maintained, and you can tell that he put a lot of care into making this old caboose into a comfortable place for people to stay. And we're gonna go take a look in the bathroom, and I absolutely love the bathroom, especially the shower. Everything about the shower is exactly what I would like to do inside my own tiny house, if and when I build one. I love the shower head and the exposed copper piping, but yeah, it's just a great little guest house that they have over on the corner of the property, and one of these days I have to come over and spend a night in there, because that would be a lot of fun. Well, after a fun day of playing with steam engines and then getting a new tire for a totally separate situation, it was time to go grab some dinner. Now, of course, whenever I'm in Pigeon Forge in the Gatlinburg area, it's always difficult to find something good to eat that isn't overpriced, overrated, and overcooked. And so I decided to give Corky's a try because I've heard nothing but good things. And yeah, it lives up to the hype. It's one of the few Pigeon Forge restaurants that really does live up to the hype. So if you're ever in the Pigeon Forge area, you need to try Corky's. And with that, and the first snowfall of the new season here in the beautiful Blue Ridge Mountains of western North Carolina, we're going to transition away from fall content, put away them Ugg boots and pumpkin spice lattes, and it's now time to get ready for my favorite time of year. Yep, we got a whole bunch of series on Christmas vlogs coming up, including trips to Dollywood. We're going to go find Christmas presents for everybody. We're going to go explore some of the great little downtowns. Not to mention, there's also going to be vlogs on my personal journey that I'm posting up here onto YouTube. There's going to be some Christmas decorating. We're going to go pick out a Christmas tree. It's going to be a ton of fun. So, if you want to join in the adventure here, be sure to leave me a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and I will see y'all next time.